Breakfast Club has taken talk radio into the internet age, getting hundreds of millions of hits online for controversial interviews with everyone from Kevin Hart to Hillary Clinton. Joining Hot Topics right now, please welcome one of the hosts, Charlamagne the God.
What's going on? How are y'all? Thank you for having me.
Listen, we were talking about this whole insanity that happened in Cleveland, and that I feel like the networks should stop showing the footage.
Oh, absolutely. Because I feel like, you're rewarding people with that kind of behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got these kids that are going online and actually committing suicide now, and I think they're doing it just for attention's sake. And I think that it gives these kids the idea that they can make permanent decisions based off temporary feelings, you know?
Yeah.
And personally, I want to be here to see my retweets and my likes and all my, stuff like that.
That seems to defeat the purpose of attention.
Absolutely.
I mean, terrorists think they're going to get virgins in heaven. They have a goal.
Yeah.
Most people don't. But anyway, we were also talking about Ivanka. What do you think about Ivanka? You think she's helping? Should she be in the White House?
I mean, nobody that's in the Trump administration is actually helping at this point. But I did see her maybe like last week or a couple of weeks ago. She was the first person in the Trump administration to admit she just didn't know something. It was the word complicit, and she was like, I just don't know what that means. And I think that more of them should just say, hey, I just don't know.
What complicit means?
Yeah, she was like, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah.
No, she knew what the she knew the definition.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
She was being cagey.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was being cagey.
Think you're giving her too much credit?
No.
Okay.
We had Tommy Lauren on our show recently, and
Oh,
she
God.
was benched from her show at The Blaze. She claims it's because of comments she made here. The Blaze and Glenn Beck are saying, actually, that's not why, because it's because of bad behavior. He's citing a whole host of contract violations and other things. But you guys are political opposites, and you face some backlash. There was a lot of backlash to that appearance. I'm just wondering, how did that go? How did you feel about the backlash, and what did you talk about?
I mean, I think the backlash was warranted because I don't have no problem with people in my community, checking me if they think that I'm out of line. But as far as like sitting down with her, we had a conversation, and I told her about how I feel like some of her rhetoric is dangerous to the black community, and she told me why, especially her comments about the Black Lives Matter movement, and she told me why she felt the way she did about BLM. And it was based off her experiences because she saw a video where some guys were marching saying they wanted to kill cops, and she was in Dallas that night. The guy went out and killed some police officers. So I said to her, well, you're a Trump supporter, right? Are all Trump supporters racist? And she was like, no, some of us just, we want somebody that's going to drain the swamp and somebody that's not government. So I said, how come you can see the nuance in the Trump supporters but can't see the nuance in the Black Lives Matter movement?
Right.
Yeah. And I also told her that if her rhetoric isn't genuine, she's going to end up crashing and burning.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, what is also very interesting is you've just written your first book.
Yes.
And it is called Black Privilege, Opportunity. The opportunity comes to those who create it. Now, that is a very provocative title, Black Privilege, because what we definitely hear about is white privilege.
Absolutely, which is a very, 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 very real thing. But I think that, when you're talking about black privilege, you're talking about something spiritual, not something systemic. And I personally feel like it's a privilege to be black. And I feel like, we have a divine privilege. And I feel like we're able to tap into a divine system that gives us abilities to prosper in spite of all the obstacles we face here in America.
Now, you also talk, and I didn't know this, you grew up in a small rural town called
Monk's Corner. 843 was happening.
Monk's Corner, and you seem so cosmopolitan, but what was it like growing up in Monk's Corner?
I mean,
Say it better, Sonny.
Monk's Corner.
Monk's Corner. Yeah. I mean, it's country. Like my little brother would always say, if you see something on the side of the road, like some roadkill, if you touch it, it's cold. If it's warm, it's dinner. So, it's just country.
Life in Monk's Corner.
Yeah. It's a small town population. When I was growing up, it was like population 8,000, but now it's like 9,000 because people have been fornicating, so.
International sign. Okay.
Yeah. We all know what that means.
Or they've been adopted.
Yeah,
We hope for that, too.
True.
The book is full of lessons that you've learned over the years. One of them, and it's a good one, is bleep your dreams. Right, those.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can say it, I cannot.
Yeah.
But tell
Actually,
everyone.
he can't say it.
Well, no.
He can say.
He can use the alphabet.
That's
For
right.
service
What
purpose.
does it mean?
Tell everyone what that means.
Yeah, I mean, it's about your dreams, because a lot of times, you know, when you're a young black man growing up, the people you see who look like you are usually in entertainment or athletics. So we chase that, you know, and that's not necessarily our dream. We just see it working for somebody else. So luckily, I had a mentor in my life whose name was Dr. Robert Evans, and when I used to want to rap, he told me, look, you suck at rapping. You know, you need to focus on radio.
Yeah.
And I wasn't upset about that. I was like, you know what? I think you might be right, because, man, it's pressure to actually try to be a dope rapper. So I was better at radio. So it's like when they're not your dreams.
When they're not your
Yeah.
I love it. And on the Breakfast Club, you do a hilarious thing called Donkey of the Day.
Yes.
Where
Oh, I'm sorry.
You call someone out for basically
Yeah.
being a bonehead.
Yes, I get.
So-
Yeah, that's actually a principle in my book. One of the principles is give people the credit they deserve for being stupid, including yourself. So every day I give somebody the credit they deserve for being stupid.
Who is it today?
Yeah. Who's it?
Today it was a guy in Miami who was impersonating a police officer. He's 46 years old, and he was driving around in a Crown Vic. He had the blue light, a BB gun,
Oh.
but he actually pulled over a real police officer. Yeah. And, you know, the police officer was like, oh, yeah, you better have that same energy when you pretending to be a police officer, because you about to go to jail. And it pissed me off, because I'm like, yo, you could have been using that time to actually go to school, go to the police
And become a
academy,
police
and become a real
officer.
police officer. Why are you playing make-believe when you're a grown-ass man?
Yeah. The donkey of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you there are no shortcuts, babe. You want to learn how to do, you got to learn how to do it. You can't fake it till you make it, because sometimes you get arrested.
Word.
Thanks to Charlamagne the guy. His book, Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It, is available now. And you know what? You know what I'm going to say. You know